Greetings. Am I live? I am, I think. Not much of the camera could do. You know, it's fine. You guys don't have to see the rest of me. As long as you guys could hear me talking, I guess we're good. I am your host, Ishmael Perez, author of The Secret Government, Invisible Architects, and Our Cosmic Origin. These works explore the veiled truths and complex interconnections behind our world's hidden rulers and cosmic origins. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day today on the 22nd of April, also known as Earth Day, guys. So happy Earth Day to the Galactic Jedis. Today is a very special day for Mother Gaia. And yeah, happy Earth Day. So if you are also new to my channel, please hit the subscribe button and share this video. And if you are already a subscriber, don't forget to hit the like button. It helps. Thank you, guys. So before I give an update on the current state of the world and a message coming from no other than Commander Valiant Thor, let me share another fun fact about myself that nobody really knows. So a lot of people ask me, what kind of music do you listen to? What is your favorite color? I think I've already told you guys I listen to classical and trance dance, not techno, in a previous live. But the color green is actually my favorite color because it strongly resonates with Mother Earth. Let me make sure that the volume is all the way up. Yes, it's all the way up. So it strongly resonates with Mother Earth. And of course, I love nature. Like I mentioned in a prior live, I like taking some time off and I love to go to the mountains and just immerse myself in all of that wonderful green that is all around me when I'm up in the mountains. I also like taking, greens like chlorella, spirulina, and healthy greens such as spinach and kale. Of course, I don't like broccoli because it's known to give people gas, but I used to eat broccoli, so now I just stick to like chlorella and spinach and stuff like that. Now, not to mention green powders. I always take green powders with probiotics and fiber with my protein shake as well. I also wanted to remind you all that for those that took the Mystic Arts class, we're opening up our Cosmic Origin course with a free class on March the 4th, coming up this Saturday, accessible to anyone for just 1 hour. No verification needed, because I don't know who took my class with the Mystic Arts and who hasn't. Now, also bear in mind that these new courses that I'm offering, that I have been offering on my website, are completely different. Some same information, but more in-depth, all right, than what I taught with the Mystic Arts. So we do definitely go much deeper, all right? So again, I am going to offer a 1 hour course for the next 4 weeks, beginning on May the 11th at only half the price, which is a 4-part class for only $150. Just so that, more people could be more informed of some of this information. So this is scheduled for the 11th of May. That's when that actual class begins. But again, on the 4th of May, to tie my ends with the Mystic Arts, I'm just going to do one free 1 hour class, and that's it. And anyone's welcome, but I think that the Zoom only fits about 300 people at the most. So the first come, first serve. If not, again, for only $150, catch my new course, which is only going to be 1 hour a week. Now, these sessions are designed for a, in-depth, quick dive into our cosmic celestial beginning, which is, again, the premise of my book, Our Cosmic Origin. So I'm willing to regularly also, I will be regularly releasing exclusive content that reveals some of the research behind my work, including detailed discussions of certain books and sources that have influenced me, especially in the writing of The Secret Government, Invisible Architects. A lot of people are telling me that that book is a much easier read than Our Cosmic Origin. Very well, it flows, it gets to the point, and it's a book that even a 10-year-old could understand, okay? I know to some of the information in Our Cosmic Origin is a little bit out there, but when you read The Secret Government, Invisible Architects, it's just easier to digest. I also want to mention that my live this Saturday, broadcasting live from the New Living Expo, was actually taken down The email I got, of course, they say I was going against medical policy. I think my friend Brooks Agnew mentioned a couple of things. He mentioned that, but with the V word, he mentioned the medicine a few times and the mRNA, and he was talking about how, he realizes, and mentioned this before, I share this, that one of the ways in which AI takes over organic worlds is through a invasion of DNA, right? It takes about 2 to 3 generations for the the descendants of the person that got to convert, to fully transform, or not transform, but convert into Homo born, which is what they call a cyborg. Okay, so he did verify that this is the process. It's a slow, gradual invasion in which, again, this collective AI that I've talked about, known as the Animus, has been implemented in the gradual takeover of many, many galaxies. But again, there is a solution to that, and that solution is embedded within our genes here on this planet. So, we don't have to worry about that. So I am going to bring Brooks Agnew back again to my channel, guys. I will be bringing him back again to my channel. Of course, I will let him know that he has to switch his wording around just to keep it PG-13 and not rated R. The last thing I want is to lose my platform here. So I will be bringing him back again to my channel, who apparently has many degrees. He's also a physicist, and apparently he's also aware of things that are happening within the private sector. Again, I had an opportunity to be on 2 panels with him, and that guy, he knows what he's talking about. He knows what he's talking about. To an extent, I do believe he could be a whistleblower as well. I don't know if he's willing to admit it, though, but in either case, he's coming back. I also want to clear the confusion of the interview I had with Daryl D. James of the SSP last week. Some of you failed to hear the entire interview to the end. Daryl did confirm, okay, guys, he did confirm that we are indeed on the positive timeline trajectory. If we wouldn't have, he did mention that, the witch, now we know the voodoo practicing witch would have won the election back in, I shouldn't say that word, 2016. But anyways, the whole point is, because of the fact that the witch did not win the ELECTION, we are on a positive trajectory. So again, if you guys want to watch that video, some people were confused. They're like, oh, I thought, he was talking about the negative timeline, and I thought we were on a positive timeline. You have to understand, guys, that before the solar eclipse, before 2 weeks ago, the negative spectrum of timelines was coexisting with the positive spectrum of timelines. So in that regard, yes, he was, programmed in those particular timelines, but he did testify, or he did confirm, rather, that the secret space program alliance, right, the positive functions, did, in collaboration with the White Hats, did secure the positive ascending timeline. So again, watch that interview till the end. Okay, so if you guys want to rewatch it, that'd be great. Okay, just make sure you watch it till the end. Now, I also want to thank Ken Kaufman, who is the person who put together the New Living Expo, which is the event that I attended this last weekend. I think yesterday was Sunday. Of course, I was still there yesterday. I want to thank him for putting events like that together, and all those other people that put events like the Conscious Live Expo, Mount Shasta Conference, and all that. Thank you guys so much for doing so, for bringing the community together in person, in the flesh. I had a great time, by the way, this past weekend. I met a lot of amazing, interesting people, some amazing doctors, panelists, and speakers that are also all contributing to the advancement of humanity. Again, today is White Hat Monday. I do have a report coming from Valiant Thor and the White Hats, and a Galactic report from 2 reports from Valiant Thor. So, today's going to be good, guys. Today's going to be very, very informing. So don't miss our segment, okay? If you guys haven't watched my previous White Hat updates, please, feel free and watch them on your own time when you guys do have time, where we highlight the impactful work of the White Hat / Earth Alliance, right? We will be discussing today, of course, their latest endeavors in securing the positive future for all of humanity and how we can contribute to these efforts, of course. Last but not least, I want to thank the Galactic Jedis, and all of the viewers that support this channel. Thank you guys so much. It is great. And if you are new to my channel, welcome to the Galactic Jedi tribe, aka the light forces on Earth in human form. Thank you so much. And don't forget to subscribe. So let's get into the update, guys. All right. So there's a lot of information. There's a lot of stuff that has been going on as a result of the good guys reverting all the artificial timelines and securing the positive timeline as of the 8th of April during the solar eclipse. So the Earth Alliance are in their final stage of removing the last stronghold of this, cabal, whatever you want to call it, from the global masses. Okay, as the White Hats prepare for their final takedown of the cabal, a process that has been going on for decades, but now in its final stages, as we approach, of course, the finish line and the ending of a dark era. Again, a lot of the stuff that's happening right now, this transition of power between dark and light, is a result of also us coming to the ending of a cycle, various cycles, but one of them is known as the 2,160-year Piscean year cycle, as we are indeed in the cusp between Pisces emerging into Aquarius. So that explains why the power is shifting and why humanity is scheduled in being liberated at this time, okay? So the Great Awakening journey is going to be more intensified, guys. It's going to be more intensified, especially as of the 8th of April, all right? Because again, the White Hats were the ones that, turned on the Hadron Collider, all right, in order to collapse all the artificial timelines, right, explaining the Mandela effect, back into the one original positive timeline. I repeat that because, again, there's still a lot of confusion. Bear in mind, guys, that this old paradigm, which was written long ago, inserted into our collective consciousness by the negative Anunnaki, those that followed Enki and the Igigi, is now coming to an end in favor of humanity. Okay, so from a positive perspective, we could say that Earth and humanity are under construction, all right? While the current matrix is still apparently, it's still apparent, but scheduled to collapse, okay? So that's good news. So what remains of these robotic clones, okay? Because the real people have been taken to Gitmo, right? What we are witnessing now is the final takedown of the robotic clones, which unfortunately have been controlled by off-world negative entities, all right? Especially those that are coming from other dimensions. So, just like my friend, good friend Brooks Agnew revealed that everything that happens in 3D is a manipulation by forces that are beyond our realm. All right, so this is where we include the interdimensionals, many call them extraterrestrials. So, due to the fact that the extraterrestrial forces have won the war in the other realities, right? In other realms, in other solar systems. It is now trickling here on our planet. Okay, guys? So what remains of the robotic clones that were running the DS, all right, I'm not going to, I'm going to speak in code. You guys know what that is, the DS, right? Deep, STAT, are in full panic, especially since they were forced to sign the agreement of defeat a month ago, okay? And I mentioned this a couple of weeks ago. So as they are now desperate and wounded and taking, all these weird attacks from the Earth Alliance, okay? They cannot hide anymore, guys, all right? So it is very prevalent for all to see through the Matrix very, very soon, okay? The current, apparently, symbolically speaking, the current is dropping on the Wizard of Oz, and their true colors are about to be revealed, and as shall be revealed to the general public, okay? So this is an event that we have all been waiting for. So as I speak, the stage is set, okay, guys? So the stage is set, the actors are in position, meaning, the White Hats, and the world is about to witness a major shift that will reshape the course of history. So what's going to be happening in order to bring this information to the general public that are still drinking the Kool-Aid, all right? Let me first break down what Project Odin is. I know I've mentioned it in the past on some of my interviews, but I've never really gone into detail about Project Odin. Okay, so Project Odin is a technology that is being used by the Earth Alliance. Okay, it is a project that has been shrouded in secrecy and is about to be revealed to the world. And so many people have asked me, Ishmael, what is Project Odin and how does it connect to the military and the Sarah and the long-awaited emergency, the EBS. Let me just say the emergency broadcast system, because some people still are asking me in the comments. One or two people always ask me, what is EBS? What is Project Odin? Apparently, not everybody knows, so that's why I'm going to go into detail, guys. Okay. I want to, get everybody on board here because everybody's on different levels of awakening. Okay, there are layers to this awakening. Not everybody is, up here knowing, they haven't gone deep into the rabbit hole like most of you guys have. So Project Odin, okay, is a cryptically mentioned by Ron Code Monkeys. I guess that's his code name. It's not just another code name, but that's what he goes by. Okay, so it is a key in dismantling the cabal-controlled media satellite network that has been at the center of global manipulation since the inception, of course, of Project Mockingbird, right? Which is the literal intelligent takeover of the mass media, okay? For those that have read The Secret Government, I talk about how, the international bankers used certain key players in doing so, in implementing, these covert programs that eventually became brainwashing tools for the elites, okay? So I go into detail in my book, The Secret Government, Invisible Architects. I throw everybody under the bus. Names and figures and dates. Okay, so the bold mission is not for the faint of heart. It is the linchpin of the quantum. Okay, now we're still talking about Project Odin. It is the linchpin of the quantum star link system, which is going to be replacing as a result of Project Odin being implemented, which is a quantum leap into technology that promises to redefine our world. Okay, so the new quantum systems, many of you guys have heard of the QFS. Okay, it's not just the QFS; it's connected to the new White Hat Earth Alliance structure. Okay, it's a new economic structure as well as a new political structure that is going to be restoring the Commonwealth and balance and bringing the power back to the people. All right. I heard that some of the top tiers have already gone to collect their humanitarian funds. So, it's just going to be going top tier all the way down to top tier 6, which is the general public. It's getting to that point. So the new quantum system, okay, which is part of the quantum Starlink technology, is representing a paradigm shift in our world as I speak. These systems are protected, obviously, by positive secret space program. All right, I've talked about Solar Warden, right? Some of the defectors of Dark Fleet that have joined the positive alliance known as the benevolent secret space program, which we call now the Earth Alliance, because the secret space program is a liaison between the Galactic Alliance and the human third dimensional White Hat representatives. Okay, so this system is obviously being protected by members of the United States Space Force, commonly known as the Secret Space Program, that operate beyond the reach of the cabal, ensuring their integrity and security. Okay, so as the cabal-controlled media crumbles, the quantum systems will emerge as heralds of truth and transparency. The cabal's last stand, all right, is here. Okay, this enigmatic system behind many revelations. Okay, we're talking about the Earth Alliance, 17 letter of the alphabet, right? Anonymous. You know, they've all been telling this, guys, been telling this since 2012. Okay, so it is here. Okay, it is here. Now, I also noticed that you guys can only see my head here. Let me bring the camera up a little bit. 1 second, guys. Let me bring the camera up a little bit. There you go. See, I have a body as well. It's not just me being a head here. There you go. Now you guys can see a little bit of my not just my head. All right, so where was I? Where was I? Okay, so what comes next? Okay, what comes next is even deeper, guys. Okay, so we do know that Project Odin is about to again overrun what started off as Project Mockingbird. All right, so there will be some sort of a whiplash. Okay, that is hinting at a major theatrical production. All right, remember we're talking about how initially the cabal was using Hollywood to steer the populace into this idea of this global NWO, right? Well, now the white hats are going to reverse that, and we are seeing some of the uncompromised people in the Hollywood industry that are also now working with the white hats that are going to spill the beans on the majority, which is over 75% of screenwriters, playwrights, actors that were all associated, with some of the dark stuff that's been going on. So, there's going to be, how can I say it? Okay, so this is what's going to happen. Okay, in order to activate the positive military forces, right, that will eventually create a worldwide arrest of whatever's left of these robots, there is going to be a depiction, a scenario that is going to be like leading towards some sort of the third world war that will actually serve as a catalyst. Okay, not to fear it, guys, but it's going to serve as a catalyst for the activation of the Earth Alliance military forces around the world, which is now over 127 countries. All right, that is great news. Okay, so this is going to be like a biblical scenario unfolding when this happens. Okay, in a twist of fate, when this is sent, it's already set into motion. But in a twist of fate, this orchestrated chaos is not being done by the Dark Hats. It's actually going to be done by the Earth Alliance in order to pave the way for the activation of the armed forces around the world, unleashing a torrent of events that will bring what remains of the cabal to its knees. Okay, so the Nasera Gesera funds will finally, thank God, finally see the light of day, and the people will be entrusted with the monumental task of rebuilding a long oppressed world. Okay, a world that has been under the control of what I call in my book, The Secret Government, the Luciferian Brotherhood, whose time is up. Okay, so identifying the Cabal's stronghold. Okay, let's do that. So the Cabal stronghold. Let's identify the Cabal stronghold, not canal. I don't know why I said the word canal. The Luciferian network apparently stretched far and wide, guys. Right? Apparently, they built a massive interconnected underground world inside the Earth. Okay, and that's the reason why it's been taking forever for the White Hats to conduct their, dump cleansing operations. You guys know what dumps are, right? The tunnels and all that stuff. Okay, but the White Hats have also given us insight into its most prominent strongholds. Okay, so this is information that you guys are going to first hear it on here, but eventually this is information that is also going to be shared with the general public. Okay, so they're going to reveal that the major strongholds of this Luciferian network were mainly in the major one, I would say, is the Vatican, right? All roads lead to Rome, the core of the, evil satanic conspiracy originated there. So from the Vatican to Buckingham Palace, of course, a lot of, crazy stuff went there, was going on there in secret. From the White House to the heart of China, these places hold, of course, evidence that, again, the dark side was holding some sort of, bad things that were happening there. Okay, so as the dominoes fall, 34 satanic buildings and dams will collapse. Again, this is all going to be initiated by the White Hats. Okay, forever changing the landscape of the world. Okay, apparently the GCR was set to happen after all banks are closed for good. Okay, which appear to be set to happen after the collapse of the stock market, the US dollar, the UK euro, which appeared to set to begin sometime this spring. Okay, so they're saying that if everything goes accordingly, guys, we might be seeing this before summer. Okay, there's more. So now I'm going to share with you guys the message that was actually coming from Commander Valiant Thor. Now he had a lot to share. Okay, guys, he had a lot to share. Well, first I want to thank, the Earth Alliance and the Galactics, especially Commander Valiant Thor, for being here with us since the 1950s, mid-1950s, and for establishing the plan, right, that we are now seeing unfold. So per the Commander Thor, okay, he wants you guys to know that, and this actually ties in as to how the, White Hats, through time travel and Looking Glass, were able to secure the 2016 ELECTION, right? This is where you guys have to just read in between the lines. So going back, let's go rewind back in time, okay? The Pentagon started a private army since 2015 for 45, soon to be 47, and upcoming, he was supposed to also, again, win the second term. But it's okay because he's coming back again. That's why he's soon to be the 47. Apparently, this army was approximately like 70,000 strong since 2016. All right. And at this time, all the White Hats, or back then, who were wearing masks, were able to infiltrate, right, the DS military, and were gaining intel on them. This was back in 2015, 2016, guys. Okay. So as to thwart their evil plans, of course. So they have, for the US and the whole world, okay? So the plan that was set into motion, right, with this private army that was given to 45, to soon to be 47, was not only designed to take down the swamp here, but also the international swamp, in other words, okay? So they have, for, of course, the United States of America and the whole world, they had in mind to do this if and only, of course, 45, soon to be 47, would have won, the second, okay? So after the takedown of the DS, this was according to the plan, right? If he would have won 2 consecutive terms. So after the takedown, it was planned by the good guys to use this private army to start dismantling the 3-letter, agencies. That's all I'm going to say. All right. Who were about 5,000 strong, and then the rest of the 3-letter agencies. All right, not just the main one, right? Starts with the C. So 45, soon to be 47, federalized, okay, the National Guard, and then with them, federalized the National Guard, with them, his private army, which was growing to approximately 100,000 strong, okay? So this takedown was supposed to start by no later than 2015, okay, guys, and has been eliminating and eradicating, even though, of course, we know that what happened the second term, right, the dark side made another shift, but it doesn't matter because from behind the scenes, Commander Valiant Thor told me that, or he reported that this, private army was still eliminating and eradicating, all right, the bad guys from behind the scenes, okay? So this was apparently a massive operation, all right? Due to the size and depth of the satanic reptilian hybrid, cabal family, whatever you want to call them, okay? So he wants everyone to be assured that the White Hats and the Alliance are in control, despite the fact that 45, soon to be 47, was, of course, out of his second term, okay? I want you guys to read the lines, between the lines here. So we do know that all of humanity is tired, all right? I keep getting a lot of DMs from people on all over social media telling me, Ishmael, when are they going to roll out the med beds? When are they going to initiate the emergency broadcast system? When is this going to happen? We're all tired, right? We're all tired of this old paradigm. So there is good news, guys, okay? So the Alliance understand that, the general public is getting weary, all right? But they also want you guys to know that this operation is also happening in divine times, because we have to respect the astrological movements of the earth in reference to the zodiac, okay? just the zodiac. But bear in mind that according to the original calendar, the age of Pisces does come to an end somewhat at the end of 2024, which is good news, which means 2025, we should be witnessing, again, the beginning stages of Aquarius, the age of Aquarius. So they know that people are getting frustrated, all right? They know that, guys, right? That people are getting tired and angry, and they believe that nothing is going on. Some people are, calling the white hats the gray hats, okay? But please, let me reiterate that. I can't even say that word. Please be patient and know that between Valiant Thor and all of the beings of light, right, including the entire Galactic Alliance, have made a lot of progress, guys. This is not just a coup d'etat that they're conducting here as they remove evil on Earth, but this is a galactic coup d'etat and an intergalactic coup d'etat that is also taking place in many, many, many worlds, okay? So it is a process, guys. The Alliance and the White Hats, they want you guys to know that progress has been made, okay? And in order to free the planet of all of the combined evil, they have to, of course, initiate some sort of an event that will lead to their initiation of the positive military, which means we're going to see a huge takedown of every corrupt country in the planet. That's all I'm going to say, okay? So this will come out eventually, all right? They're saying before summer, okay? If things go according to plan, right? And when it does, there will be a great joy for all of humans, all right? So 45, soon to be 47, is safe, right? He's very protected and secure. So if there is still, any evil that he believes, Commander Valiant Thor said, if there is any evil that they missed, all right, that has not been removed, he said that it will be eradicated when the solar flash happens, okay? And I mentioned this in other lives that the solar flash was going to nuke and destroy any wickedness on this planet, okay? Or any negative entities. So the remaining of humans, he did mention that the remaining of humans that chose not to advance into the 3D or 4D Earth reality, apparently are going to be transferred to a planet that is still exploring three-dimensional reality for another few thousand years before they hit their solar flash, okay? So apparently the people that are not going to be going into the negative dystopian timeline, all right? Those are not going to be integrating with technology. Those that are kind of like in between, right? But yet they chose not to advance in spiritual, their consciousness into spirituality. Unfortunately, they will be, because of the fact that they're still embedded in 3D mentality, right? They still have lessons to be learned in the 3D. So there is a planet, just like the Earth, who is also undergoing, its own cycles by the name of Heracobulus, all right? And on that planet known as Heracobulus, spelled Heracabulus, Heracobulus, is being prepared for those that did not integrate or did not agree to go into the A timeline, but yet did not want to evolve spiritually. Okay, so they will be transferred over to another 3D Earth. Anything else? Let's see. Oh, yeah. Commander Valiant Thor said that on April 18th, 2024, just recent, that there was the green light. All right, I don't know if you guys noticed, but the green light has began by 45, soon to be 47, where the Empire State Building in New York was lit up in a green light, which is a signal to the White Hats that the time, that the time has come, that it's go time, all right, guys, that it's go time. So that's good news, okay? Other messages from Commander Valiant Thor that came in on the 20th of April, 2024, as he, says, "Dear Patriots," he says himself and the rest of the light beings, right, the Galactics, are still rescuing some children, okay? Some of these children are not only being rescued from the underground tunnels on our planet, but there are some that were also kept in underground tunnels on certain asteroids, on certain asteroids that are part of the asteroid belt, right, where many of the breakaway groups built underground military outposts there as well, and some of the subterranean tunnels in Mars. All right. So apparently they're still conducting what remains of some of these children that were taken off world and were, being exploited in these underground tunnels within our solar system. Okay. So they're still finishing that up. Okay, guys. So they are working around the clock, eradicating reptilians, okay, guys, negative entities, obviously, Dracos, human animal hybrids like chimeras, okay, a lot of the, you know, genetic experiments that went wrong that were still being conducted in secret, of course, and a lot of them are still happening. Still, a lot of this still going on in Antarctica, but in different parts of the world, especially in Africa, okay. Um, they even, I guess, had to eliminate this creature that the Cabal's geneticists created. That was like this big red jelly blob that was just horricious. Okay, again, other abominations, right? Modern day abominations. So all that will be provided very very soon. All that will be a new update that will tell us when all of this is done. Will be provided very soon. Okay, so appreciate. Let's see. We have to appreciate, guys, what they're doing from behind the scenes. Okay, again, if it wasn't for the Earth Alliance and the Galactics, we would have all been forced to get to the medicine, right? You guys know what that means. Furthermore, there's more information coming from Commander Valiant Thor. This came on the 16th of March, 2024, reporting on what remains of the last clash between the Earth Alliance and the Cabal in Antarctica. Okay, so the war in Antarctica is really a war between the Alliance and the Cabal, as they're trying to get their hands on some of the advanced technologies that the Arcturians left there after Atlantis was destroyed approximately 25,000 years ago. So the Arcturians apparently they did move some of their tech to Antarctica, right, where the land was lush. At one point, there is evidence that the land of Antarctica was once a tropical rainforest, right? It was lush and warm, right? Very green, okay? No ice. This was like 25, 30,000 years ago, okay? They left apparently their technology there, which is what they call a space arc, right? But this has nothing to do with space arcs up in our solar system. These are space arcs that were left in ancient times by the Arcturians that are space fleets in the shape of arcs, okay? And they contain a lot of advanced technology that would be millions upon millions of light years ahead of us. Again, we have to understand that the Arcturians are operating from the ninth dimension, which in terms of advanced space age civilizations, they are millions of years ahead of us, guys. And some of this technology was left in Antarctica. Okay, so the Arcturians apparently know of this. Okay, so let's see. So apparently the Earth Alliance is protecting some of these technologies, okay, that the Arcturians left behind there, which is a space arc. Again, it is a fleet in the shape of an arc. Nothing to do with space sharks up in space that are teleporting the bad guys, all right, to relocate them into other parts of the galaxy. That is different than that, okay? Apparently, these ancient artifacts or these ancient technologies have been frozen for thousands and thousands of years, okay? And they were there pretty much to be protected. They were there as a way to be concealed from the humans, especially the Cabal, okay? So the Ark has been activated in Antarctica, okay? And that is the reason why the ice is melting, because the major mother Ark, the Arcturian ship that was left there 25,000 years ago, is now being activated, and that explains why 2 weeks ago that big iceberg broke off, where, of course, the ancient serpent Leviathan, the mythical creature, was again released. Okay, so the Ark has been activated. That explains the melting of the ice, and that is how the Cabal found it. Okay, so it was activated just recently. They found it. Okay, it was activated by the Arcturians remotely. Okay, the Cabal reverse engineered this technology, and of course, an earthquake machines that they had that was part of this tech, okay? And that's all. They knew how to do it, okay? So the battle is over in Antarctica in favor of the light guys, okay? The Alliance is now in full control of these Arcturian technologies and are guarding it as for some short period of time, of course, until they make sure that this Earth is fully liberated from any dark residue, okay? So so the Alliance is actually, it's obviously protecting it, all right, until it leaves and goes back to Arcturus, okay? So there is no battle taking place in Antarctica. The Alliance is in control. There are space arcs, of course, ancient aircraft in the shape of an arc with advanced technology that is also located in the Bermuda Triangle in Siberia, Kherson, I believe that, the Ukraine and the moon, okay? And that explains why one of the reasons why the conflict was initiated between Russia and the Ukraine, okay? Mr. Putin is actually trying to secure that arc or that ancient technology as well. So they are all being activated according to the report coming from Valiant Thor, and they are being protected by the Galactic Alliance, guys, by the Galactic Alliance. So the Russian White Hats were actually given full access to the space arc in Siberia and limited access to the technology for the betterment of humanity, okay? So they have been using the technology that they received in the war against the reptilians for the past 20 years that could be traceable back to about thousands of years ago. Commander Valiant Thor also wants everybody to know that our light bodies, due to the increase of CMEs, I don't know if you guys have been feeling lethargic lately throughout the day and having some weird cycles at night, but boy, man, these CMEs are pretty hectic these days, all right? They're getting intense, okay? So Commander Thor is wanting us to know that as we are receiving more of these powerful CMEs, that our light body is going to be increasing in its field, which means that our energy field is expanding, okay? And that means that it's also going to be able to hold more light, and therefore expect a huge increase in light body as more crystalline DNA becomes activated, okay? And what does this mean? Okay, so what this means is that our higher faculties, right, our higher brain, right, and our psychic abilities, which is what? The activation of our pineal gland, are going to be enhanced, guys. They're going to be enhanced, as well as our intuition and the ability to sense things before they happen. Some of you guys are already feeling that, all right? It's going to happen to a lot more of us, okay? Especially as we get close to the Great Solar Flash. So he also reminds us, Commander Valiant Thor also wants to remind us, guys, to drink a lot of water, to intake healthy fruits, healthy food like organic fruits and vegetables. If you're eating meat, make sure that the eggs are cage free and that the chickens are raised right. Okay, if you're eating beef, make sure that it's 100% ground beef. Farm raised, no steroids, no human growth hormone injected in cows or anything like that. So just make sure you guys are eating good stuff. All right, because our bodies are changing. He also wants us to know. He finally said, okay, so it is important for humanity to know, guys. This is coming from Commander Valiant Thor, that the entire company of heaven, all right, from the multi-realms, are all here assisting, all right, what the cosmic community refers to as the greatest shift in galactic history, all right? To the Galactics, guys, what's happening here on this planet is referred to as the greatest shift in galactic history. This means that as we continue on the positive timeline trajectory, we are also going to witness all of the other timelines in the history of the galaxy eventually begin collapsing into one positive timeline for the entire Milky Way, okay? And that is great news, guys. I've mentioned this before. There are different versions of the galactic history, from the Alpha to the Omega and everything in between. So what's happening here is also initiating on a galactic level the reinstatement of the Alphaverse timeline, where the Draconians never blew up planet Avion, where they never killed off millions of Lyrans. For those that understand the galactic history, you know what I'm talking about. Now, with that report coming from Valiant Thor, there are two interesting small articles that I want to share that, again, are validating the victory of the White Hats. And this is coming from the Epic Times. The Epic Times is reliable journalism, okay? The Epic Times began a few years ago, all right? And I have a feeling that the Epic Times are also aligned with the Earth Alliance and the White Hats, because they report on they're like an alternative media, the Epic Times, that report on the truth as to what's really going on. Okay, so a lot of the times they go against the Mockingbird media, but these are a couple interesting articles that I wanted to share with you guys, that are actually telling us that 45 is about to be 47 or even sooner. So the first one is this is an article that I got from the Epic Times, written by Jack Phillips in the 22nd of this month, which was yesterday. He says that the judge overseeing the so-called hush money, you guys know what I'm talking about, right? 45's trial involving former, President 45, made several statements directly to the jury, saying that the former president should be found not guilty and the burden of proof isn't met. If the burden of proof isn't met, as he went over the rules of the trial on Monday. Okay, so whatever your verdict may be, it must not rest on baseless speculation. Justice Juan Mercan told the jury on Monday as opening arguments in the case are due to begin. The jury's verdict cannot be influenced in any way by personal bias, he said. I remind you throughout these proceedings that the defendant is presumed to be innocent. They're talking about 45. Okay, he said, adding that the burden of proof never shifts from the prosecution to the defense. Okay, so that's one article that came from the Epic Times. And this is another one. Okay, so this is an article that was published on the 22nd of April, which was, again, I believe it was yesterday, right? Yes, no, today. I'm sorry, the 22nd is today, right? Happy Earth Day, as a reminder. Today is the 22nd. So these were published this morning. So an NPR senior editor, right, who has since been removed from his job, stepped forward to reveal how a form of what's being let me repeat that. Step forward to reveal how a form of what's being framed as ideological corruption found a way into the company. The scandal has gone beyond just NPR, though, and is exposing how government programs, news outlets, and big tech have colluded to create a culture of misinformation in the name of fighting misinformation. All right, this is coming from the Epic Times. All right, trusted journalism. In this live, okay, I think that was it for that report. One more report from the Epic Times, and then I'll open it up for Q&A. All right, so the last report coming from the Epic Times, according to a running tally by the left-leaning Brennan Center for Justice, expansive voting laws for updating or outspaced restrictive ones in 2023. At least 53 expansive voting laws were introduced last year in at least 23 states, compared to 17 restrictive laws being passed in 14 states, suggesting that the election integrity movement is falling behind. Okay, so they recognize, right, what happened 4 years ago, right? Okay, so amid concerns over voter fraud, former House Speaker Newt Gingrich recently suggested that to win the presidential elections in November, Republicans need to outvote Democrats by a significant margin. Everybody who wants an honest elections should know that in the long run, we need the French model, which means everybody votes on the same day and everybody has a photo ID, okay? Everybody's accounted as a person, all right? None of this mailing in ballots, okay? Mr. Gingrich said, right, who was House Speaker, said in a February interview on Fox News. There you guys go. The White Hats are in control. Things are looking good for humanity, and things are obviously looking good for the White Hats. So with no further say, I'm going to go ahead and take some questions from the audience. How are you guys doing? I do want to welcome over 1,821 people that are in the house. Thank you guys so much for being here and spending your Monday evening with me, Ishmael Perez. So I'm going to go ahead and take some questions. I do have a super chat from Edward Jones. How you doing, brother? Let me go ahead and pin this. Let's see if I pinned it. Did I pin it? No, I didn't pin it. All right, so thank you so much for the super chat, Edward. I guess you don't have a question. All right, so I'm going to start with the top, guys. I'm just going to answer some questions from the top. Let's see. If you guys have any questions, please type them in capital letters. Bring this up a little bit. There we go. There we go. Now you guys can see more of me. Here I am. All right, I'm going to go ahead and just take questions from my phone where I could read them. Elostiana 2008 is asking me any news on UK. Well, as mentioned earlier on this live, you know, the UK currency is also going to be eliminated due to the new currency that the White Hats are about to implement. So yes, guys, bear in mind that the entire Western currency, right, that is connected to the Bank of International Settlements, right, and the central banking systems are all going to collapse. All right, this is something that was planned by the White Hats long ago, and it's now coming to fruition. Just looking for questions here. Smile Often is asking me, when will MSAM start telling the truth? Well, like I mentioned, guys, MSAM is going to be taken over by the White Hats through Project Odin. If you guys failed to watch the beginning of this live or in the middle part when I talked about what Project Odin is in detail, please rewatch the live. Okay, that explains the entire media takeover, all right, from the cabal. I do have a super chat from Joyful. How you doing, sister? Thank you so much for being here. She says, Ishmael, I am extremely exhausted, in horrible pain with my arthritis, and extremely hard to sleep at night. I feel horrific. Joyful, you know, my prayers go out to you, sister. I suggest to take some natural homeopathic, you know, herbal extracts that are actually good for your bone. Take extra calcium and magnesium. Calcium and magnesium will help your arthritis. So if you have to take extra calcium and magnesium, please do so, sister. And I understand not being able to sleep, all right? We are all being bombarded by major CMEs right now, guys. I mean, I still have the allergies, you know, and they're not going away. I have another super chat from Linda. Linda Tetritrick. She says, are flying cars coming to the United States soon? Absolutely they are, yes. When the planet shifts into the fourth, fifth, or sixth dimensional harmonic universe reality, for those that have taken my course online, you know what I mean when I mention harmonic universe 2, right? Which is Earth existing in dimensions 4, 5, and 6. For those that are going to dimension 4 in the second harmonic universe density universe, okay, which is going to be dimensions 4, 5, and 6, for those that are going to be in the fourth density Earth reality, they are going to have a Star Trek type of civilization.
they're going to be an interplanetary, or may I say, interstellar civilization. Okay, interstellar civilization. So yeah, in the fourth dimension, there are going to be flying cars. However, in the fifth dimension, remember, or above, we are going to be using the internal tech, right? Which is the natural organic technology. All right, so let's see. As we continue with questions, I am surprised that I haven't had a sneeze attack during this live. Let's see. All right, next question. This is coming from Yenith Castellano. Jenith Castellano, thank you so much for the super chat, sister, and for the number 1. No question, just being a generous person. Thank you, thank you. I also want to thank Meg Bavu for her generous super chat. Thank you, thank you. All right, so Jamie Lavenway is asking me, Ishmael, did the Alliance take down all the dumps, which are, deep underground military bases? For those that don't know what the term dumps mean, she's asking if the military or the Alliance has taken all the dumps. On Earth, yes. However, as mentioned here on this live earlier, there are a few military dumps that are located off-world, particularly on Mars, and on some of the asteroids like Vespa, as well as Ceres, that were still, again, a lot of the little ones were still there. So they're currently illuminating those as I speak, as reported earlier on this live. So if you guys were late to the live, I gave a thorough explanation on the different military operations that have been going on, not only on planet Earth, but off-world within our solar system, in all of the different colonies that were established by the breakaway groups. Okay, guys? So make sure you guys watch this live from the beginning for the full update. Because it seems like some people came in late on the live and are asking me questions that I answered during the first part of the live. But it's okay, guys. Welcome, welcome. Let's see. Just don't forget to rewatch it. For those that came in, 30 to 40 minutes in. A lot of intel was covered here today, guys. Somebody's asking me if my books are available in French, and the answer to that is not yet, guys, but I am, my first plan, initially, part of my plan to translate my books and my work into other languages is probably going to happen in the next few months, but it's first going to be translated into the Spanish language, all right? Spanish language. And then after that, hopefully into other languages. But yes, eventually it's going to be into French, German, Chinese, Mandarin, Portuguese, you name it. Silva Vidal is asking me, Ishmael, does your book, The Secret Government, Invincible Architects, activate us to? Absolutely, guys. Okay, put it this way. The book, The Secret Government, Invincible Architects, is more digestible than our Cosmic Origin. All right, guys? It's a much easier read, first and foremost, because the editing was impeccable. All right? It reads perfect. Second of all, because I don't get too deep into the cosmic stuff like I did in our Cosmic Origin, where some people are still trying to grasp. But no, The Secret Government, Invisible Architects is more about what's really been going on between the history of the White Hats, going back to thousands of years, and the history of the Cabal, going back to thousands of years. So it's all planetary, guys, all right? I rarely mention any galactic stuff. It's just what's really been going on. Again, tying every event that has ever happened to the masterminds of the conspirators with names, dates, and figures. It is deep. My references are all in the back. All right, guys? Tons of work, tons of books went into putting all that information into one book. So imagine when you guys read the back of The Secret Government, Invisible Architects, there are so many literary references, a lot of great books that some are no longer in circulation. So what I did is I put all that information for you guys in just one book. So yes, it's definitely activating and mind-blowing. A lot of knowledge in that book. Let's see. I have a super chat from Joyful. So Joyful, thank you so much, sister. Your question is, will we be going into 4D first? Joyful, I believe that as a collective, we are already in 4D. Okay? Soon to be going into 5D. Just like Valiant Thor says, whatever remains lurking of these evil entities that the Earth Alliance failed to catch are going to be vaporized during the Great Solar Flash. Okay? So absolutely, yes. As a collective, we are in 4D. And what do I mean by that? Well, think about it, guys. Things are coming to light, right? We know that Hollywood is in panic. We know that whatever's left of the cabal is in panic. That's what I mean. We're all in the 4D. The 4D is about transparency. It's about things coming into the limelight, all right? Where hidden things are no longer able to remain hidden. That's what the 4D is all about. So in that regard, yes, we are consciously speaking in the 4D earth. Gloria Jimenez, thank you so much, sister, for the super chat. She says, I came 30 minutes late to the chat. Much love and light to you, brother and family. Are the White Hats and Earth Alliance still moving forward for the EBS, hopefully towards the end of this month? Like I mentioned, Gloria, it's all revealed in the first part of this live. So I would suggest, sister, to watch the live again from the beginning. But yes, the answer to your question is yes. All right. They're giving us a time frame. They're saying sometime before summer now. So that is a good thing, okay? They're really trying to do it like by next week if they could. But again, we are dealing with the time wars, okay? There is a future timeline war that is taking place between us and AI broadcasting from the future. I'm looking for questions, guys. If you guys want to write your questions in capital letters, it helps for me to bypass all the chat. I do have almost 1,800 people in the chat. So, yeah, so make sure that you guys type in your questions in capital letters. All right, so this is coming from, it's 1776. Thank you so much for the super chat and for the number 3. Enjoy your work. Thank you. Appreciate you. Much gratitude. Thank you, brother or sister. It's 1776. Thank you so much. That's the name of their channel. Let's see. I'm just looking for questions, guys. I'm trying to bypass the chat. The chat is going super fast. So as soon as I find questions, I will address them. I promise. So somebody, Diana7 is saying, Ishmael, today is Joanna's birthday. So Joanna, whoever you are, I want to give you a shout out and a happy birthday to Joanna. Happy birthday, Joanna. Thank you so much for being here on your birthday, sister. May the universe grant your wish of anything, of any, thing that your heart desires. That's My wish to you, Joanna, may the universe grant your heart's desires. All right, let's see. There's more people here. Okay, so this is a super chat from Gloria Jimenez. Thank you so much, sister. I came 30 minutes late. Oh, I've already read that. Okay. Next is let's see, Elizabeth Hutchinson. Thank you so much, sister, for your super chat and for the number 20. Let's see, Christine's belief: Jesus died on a cross for their sins, salvations. Do you believe this was cabal blood sacrifice, or was there spiritual significance to his sacrifice? Both, sister. Yes, in a way, it was cabal. It was, a ritual done by the cabal, right, to shed his blood. But at the same time, for those that have read our cosmic origin, Jesus, the creator son of our universe, had to undergo his final seventh bestowal in order to ascend back to the throne and regain absolute control of his universe, which is this universe that we live in. Many believe that Jesus and Michael are one and the same, guys. Lord Michael and Jesus are one and the same. Michael is the warrior version of Jesus. Let's see. Here is another. So, okay, Elizabeth. So, as far as dying for our sins, that is a matter of interpretation. Again, this takes away the what is known as our accountability. Okay, we all have to be accountable for our own karma, and so in that regard, no, he didn't die for our sins. Okay. But again, yes, in a sense, there was a lot of significant things surrounding the crucifixion of Yeshua. Absolutely, absolutely. Diana P is in the house. Thank you so much for your donation and for the number one, sister. Hi, Ishmael. Can you, talk about Jesus translating to Hail Zeus? Isn't that Enlil? I thought Enlil was good. Yes, absolutely. Okay, so Jesus was born in the bloodline of Zeus, guys. Remember I talked about how Zeus was the one who gave us the heroes of old, right? Athena, who carried the scales of justice. And he was also the progenitor of the early Israelites, okay? He was the god of Abraham, known as Elion. So Zeus Enlil was known as Elion, El Shaddai, and Jehovah to Abraham. So yes, Zeus was protecting his lineage through the family of Abraham, Jacob, and Isaac, which led to what's his name, David, and then of course from the seed of David that gave birth to Jesus. So yes, Jesus is a name that was given to him, which intimately connects to Zeus. Jesus, in a way, is part of the same, again, genealogy lineage of Zeus. So they are all part of the same oversoul in that regard. Yes, it is. You could say Jesus was a reincarnating aspect of Zeus, right? So absolutely, there is a significance between the term Hell Zeus or Hell Zeus and Jesus. Absolutely. But he's not the bad guy. He was the good guy. Again, that is the positive galactic human bloodline that was preserved through Zeus's genetics, carrying a pure stock of Lyrian, Pleiadian, and Syrian, not reptilian like his brother Enki Poseidon, who was half reptilian and half Syrian through his father Anu. And for those that have read our cosmic origin, you know what happened. Okay, you know what happened, all right? Let me see, any more questions? Oh, I have tons of questions. Thrash Command is asking me, what's the deal with the Rev Heifers? Hey, apparently I think they sacrificed another red heifer today. That is I would have to say that is a DS, right? You guys know what that is. Abbreviation for deep, STAT, and their connections to the political Zionists, right? Which is Rothschild run, okay? The people who control modern day Israel are the Rothschilds, right? They are not descendants of King David. I mentioned that before. So I think a lot of that the red heifer, the sacrificing of a red heifer is part of their plot. Yes, it's part of their rituals, you could say, which is very, very dark. I don't agree with being part of the modern day Zionist, whatever they call themselves, brotherhood. That's satanic, by the way. All right, so Joyful, thank you so much for the super chat. She's saying, in 5D, no more food or no food, 24-hour daylight, no work, manifest whatever you need, 7 foot tall, no sleep needed. What else? Just spiritual growth and leisure. 5D is really just about spiritual, like the acceleration of spiritual evolution, of spiritual consciousness into higher realms. All right, as we all return back to source eventually. That is the end game. And like I mentioned at the Planetary Ascension panel this past weekend, actually yesterday, Sunday, at the New Living Expo, one of the things that I talked about in the Planetary Ascension panel is not so much about the destination, which is the true meaning of ascending, right? Reintegrating ourselves back into becoming one with God, source. But it's also about enjoying the journey, not just the destination, the journey, the process of reintegrating ourselves back with everything that is. I talked about that on the panel yesterday, actually. No ghosts today, guys. My books are in place. Yeah, no ghosts today. My books are in place. Nothing is knocking it down this time. Yes. Marilyn Jacobson is asking, what about eating fruit in the 5D? Well, that's optional. That's optional. Again, the beauty of living in the 5D is that we're still going to be physical. As I mentioned in my course, we're going to be, when I describe all the dimensions all the way to the 12, for those that have taken my class, you know what I'm talking about. In the 50, we have the opportunity of being both crystalline and carbon-based, which means that we're going to have a full functioning light body while maintaining physical form. So not only are we going to be nourished and preserved through the energy from everywhere, right? But we're also going to be able to eat if we want. Eat if we want. But the beauty of it all is that we're not going to have like intestines where the food has to process. So basically, whatever we eat in a fifth dimensional avatar body completely converts into energy with no digestion and no, you know what I mean? You guys know what I mean, right? Nothing comes out the other end, in other words. That is the beauty of living in a 5D body. I'm so glad you brought that up, sister. All right, so I have another super chat from AEMO or AEMD. Thank you for your generous donation, brother or sister. Please say happy birthday to Mimi Teresa. Mimi Teresa, she adores you. All right, happy birthday. A shout out to Mimi Teresa. If you're out there, Mimi Teresa, or if you watch this live, I'm letting you know happy birthday and may all your wishes come true, sister. All right, may the universe grant your heart's desires. Thank you so much for being here, or if you catch this on the replay. Anything else? Jimmy W has a question. Thank you so much for the super chat, brother. Jimmy says, Brother Ishmael, Brother Aaron Lumen is asking forgiveness from you. I don't know who Aaron Lumen is, but I do forgive. I always talk about the importance of forgiving everyone, including especially thyself, guys. But if he's asking for forgiveness, maybe somebody should remind me who Aaron Lumen is, and I don't even know why he's asking for forgiveness, but hey, brother, I forgive you. All right, no hard feelings. I don't know who you are. Maybe I will remember once I see your face, but I don't recognize the name. Blessings to you and everyone, he says. Thank you, Jimmy W. I also have another super chat from Indigo Star 888. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for the number 1. You guys are so funny. Just looking for questions. I also want to give a shout out to some of the Galactic Jedi. Sun Moon is in the house. Sherry Noel, Monica Kanagaski, 2020 Portfolio, Joanna, Sylvia Vidal, Joe Piscopo, Prick and Fish, Edward, Eon Lumen, Michelle James, Mathis Chronicles, Sherry Noel, who else? Nathan Bushi, Indigo Star 888, Edwards, Simone S. Who else? Joanna, Laurel, and Lori. Laura is in the house. Radar. Who else is in the house? And everybody else. All 1,800 people that are in the house. Thank you guys so much for being here. Let me look for more questions. Maybe I could just find them. Let's see. I'm looking for questions, guys. 1 second. I'm trying to see if I could read them off the laptop here or the monitor. Oh, this is a good question. All right, this is from Simone S. She's asking, let's see if I could pin message. So Simone S, I just pinned your message, sister. She's asking, I could actually read it from my screen here. She's saying, isn't the polar vortex spinning in the opposite direction now is warming in the upper atmosphere? That is a very good question, Simone. What I do know is that the Earth is also has a toroidal field. It is spinning energetically. I believe that what's causing the toroidal field of the Earth is a clockwise spinning as well as a counterclockwise. So you're actually saying something that is very valid, because the fact that the toroidal field of the planet is being spun by the North Pole and the South Pole. So yes, perhaps due to the pole shift that is taking place here on the planet, the ice caps are probably going to be up north now, as the south cap, which is Antarctica, continues to melt. So yes, it is believed that Antarctica, as we go into the new Earth, it is going to be restored back to its original green, luscious environment. Absolutely. And the Arctic is going to have a little white, but everywhere on the planet is going to be tropical. It is believed that even the 4 seasons, right, were set into motion by the evil Anunnaki through Enki that took us over. So all that's going to be restored. So pretty much the whole planet's going to be in a tropical atmosphere. The North Pole is just going to be one cap of ice, and Antarctica is going to be fully green. So that makes a lot of sense, sister. Yes. Let's see. A couple more questions before I end the live. One more question, guys, and then I'm going to go ahead and... Oh, really quick, guys. Okay, so for Wednesday live, for my live this Wednesday, it's going to be earlier in the day. I'm going to be bringing back to my platform another Galactic Jedi by the name of Laura, and she's going to be talking about light language, about her galactic transmissions, just like you guys. She is a Jedi, and she is going to share with us some of her light language as well as some of her transmissions. However, on Wednesday, the live is going to be early in the day, Pacific time, 12:30. Okay, 12:30 Pacific time, noon, which is about 3 p.m. in the East. So this coming Wednesday, instead of going live in the evening, like 6 or 9, like I normally do, I'm going to be going live in midday, 12:30 noon, 3:30 Eastern time. All right, guys? And then, of course, I am going to go ahead and schedule that live to give you guys the notification. Don't forget to press the notification button so that way you guys can be notified that this coming Wednesday, the live is going to be early on in the day. Due to the fact that Laura, the Galactic Jedi, lives in the other side of the planet, the other hemisphere, she is in the UK. So 6 o'clock our time is 2 o'clock a.m. her time. So I'm doing this out of convenience for her. Okay. And again, every month, guys, every month, I'm going to bring another Galactic Jedi on my platform to share their story. This platform is yours as much as it is mine, guys. This is our platform, and I love the community that we have going on here. This is awesome. Okay, one more super chat. This is coming from Joyful. Okay, Joyful gave me 2 super chats. Let me address them both. She says, will we be going into 4D first? Okay, so I've already said yes. As a collective, we are in 4D. Your next super chat is, Ishmael, does 5D weather have to stay tropical? I hate tropical weather. We're just going to have a constant, steady, it's going to be like spring, summer. It's not going to be too hot. It's not going to be cold, but it's going to be perfect. Perfect atmosphere year round. But Joyful, we have nothing to fear. With our 5th dimensional avatars, we can experience anything we want. But yes, it is going to be perfect weather for everyone. Let's see. I guess I should address the super chats before I go. Oh, that's it. No more super chats. Alrighty, guys. Thank you guys so much for being here and partaking on this live on Monday, April 22nd, 2024, as we are now steadily into the positive timeline. May the force be with you, each and every single one of you, and we will see you Wednesday at 12 or 12:30 Pacific time, 3:30 p.m. Eastern time, as Laura, the Galactic Jedi, shares her experiences and the information with the rest of you that she received. All right. And again, every month I'm going to bring in a new Jedi. If you guys are interested in coming on my platform and sharing your story, your idea, anything that you might want to share, experiences, whatever, please go to my website or Cosmic Origin and go to my forum rather and shoot me a message and tell me what you want to share. Okay, so we will see you guys in 2 days. Earlier on in the day, I'm going to be creating a schedule it so that way you guys can be notified that it's not going to be in the evening, but earlier in the day. May the force be with you all, and we'll see you Wednesday early in the day. Bye.